Reality recap.
And hi, everyone. Yes, I know you have the reunion. Yes, we have 2 more episodes. And then we have the reunion, of course.
I look like the slay. I look like a mom. She was like, you the one that look like you got a high body count hair. I fell the fuck out, y'all.
Candace, has Deborah reached out to you to apologize after the episode aired showing Chris did not flirt with her?
She wouldn't dare. She would get eaten for breakfast.
Oh boy.
No, she's doubling down.
Why would you go meet with Ray J without talking to Princess or letting her know why? Like, she's trying to justify that she told her after the fact and not supposed to make it.
What do you think of your ex-husband Jim coming out and saying you did not try to stop him from suing Shannon and Tamara?
That's a good question. Well, I mean, if his memory is a little foggy about what transpired back then, that's okay. However, he did admit that I had nothing to do with the...
Reality recap. Reality recap.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl V with Reality Recap here for another Tea Talk session, a live Tea Talk section. And today we are discussing last night's episode of Love and Hip Hop Miami. We are live right now across Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. If you can't watch this live in its entirety, no worries. Click the link in my bio on Facebook or Instagram if that's where you're watching from. And make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel running across the screen at Reality Recap 2876. I did put up a pre-recorded episode earlier today of my recap of Married to Medicine. So make sure you check that out while you're over there and like on that video too. But I need you guys to come on, like the video, share this video, and again, subscribe to my YouTube channel. So again, we are discussing last night's episode of Love and Hip Hop Miami, which was another hilarious episode. I don't know who's writing this this stuff. It's clearly reenactments and acting included. All of this cannot be real. But do I enjoy it just as much as someone loves wrestling or soap operas? Yeah, I do. So I feel like Flo's family at this point is a full-on Haitian soap opera, and I am here for it, honey. I am enjoying it. So let's get into my episode thoughts. You can always put your thoughts on the episode. What made you laugh on the episode? You can put that in the comments. I'll be reading your comments and your questions and answering them as we go through. So finally, Shay is back. Shay has been off of the episodes for a few weeks now. And I know I keep asking, where's Shay? Where's Shay? When is she going to find out that Fabo was salsa dancing and going out on dates and grinding on Gael? When is she going to find this out? But she didn't seem to find it out in this episode. But she's back on the scene and she's trying to throw a ladies' night. She is trying to heal from her separation from Fabo. Spoiler alert, she did an interview a few weeks ago and she's still back and forth with Fabo. She has not fully left him. She wants her family to work. Can't knock her for that, even though we know this man is clearly no good. But she is still back and forth with Fabo. But in this episode, she's trying to heal from that, move on from that. She's saying that she sent him packing back to Milwaukee. And I'm saying, is he really back in Milwaukee? Because he was just at the Mambo with Gael and grinding on her at a salsa restaurant or something like that. So is he really back in Milwaukee or St. Louis or wherever he's from? Or does she just think he's there, but he's still in Miami somewhere? I just wonder. So she's thinking he's back. She sent him packing and she's moving on and looking to throw a ladies' night because she's trying to lean on her girlfriends to get over what's happened with Fabo. And see, that's why you don't be cutting people out your life. And I said that about Shay before. She's quick to stop talking to her mom, stop talking to her brother, cut everybody off. And then when things go awry, you need those people in that support system. That's why you should never cut your family and friends off for no man or vice versa for no woman, because you always will need them, for any type of support. Not saying the relationship is always going to go bad, but for any type of support, you need more than just that one person. So I've always said you shouldn't cut them off, but she's looking to throw a ladies night, and she's talking about this ladies night with her mom, and her brother MJ stops by, and he mentions how he sees that Shay and Amada are back cool again. He's seen them on social media, and he wants his sister to give him a leg up, want to help him bridge the gap between him and Amada, because he clearly wants her back. Why would I say I'm shocked? I guess I'm shocked because men always act like they want a woman that nobody else has been with or none of their friends have slept with. But clearly that's not the case, the way that these same women get rotated around on Instagram. But even here, like, Amada had 2 whole babies with his friend, yet he still wants to try to win her back. And it's a relationship that he seems to hasn't gotten over. So he's asking Shay to help him kind of get back in Amada's good graces after the argument they had. And Shay ain't really here for it. Shay is not here for it. She like, bruh, no, I don't think you should spin that block. She even said, I mean, I was like, that's a little shady because you back friends with Amada. But she said, you don't need to spin the block. The block is hot. Since MJ and Amada stopped messing with each other, she been messing with Safari. She was back and forth with Alan. She was doing a few different things. So she was like, nah, I don't really think that's a good idea. But it seemed like the mama, Shay's mom, was into it too. Like, yes, he wants to settle down. He wants to have a family, and you can bridge that gap for him. Go on in and get them talking. She must like him out of for him. Maybe they were a good couple together. So, or maybe she just want him out of her house or something. I don't know. But she seemed like she was here for it. So I also noticed in that scene, I said, oh my God, every time we see MJ, he has on like the pimp derby hat, the little short hat, flip little circle hat or whatever. And he had on this huge cowboy hat. So based on the song he made for Amada, which we'll get into, I guess he's stepping into his Cowboy Carter era. But it looked like in the interviews though, he still had the little pimp derby hats on, but he had on a cowboy hat, which we've never seen. We always see him in hats, always the same type of pimp derby hat every single time with just different colors to match every outfit. I was like, he should come out with a hat line and sell those, but he did have on a cowboy hat last night. We then go to Eliza's house, and Eliza's doing a vision board. I'm so tired of Eliza, y'all. I'm so tired of her bopping around like a teenager in Delulu land. Like she's not a whole grown ass woman with grown children and a grandmother. But she was doing a vision board. To me, I called it a delusional board, but she was putting her G-Wagons on it and things like that. And she talked to her cousin after the big blow up at the Thanksgiving turkey giveaway, where her cousin was upset that she was pregnant again because it's clearly traumatized their entire family after the last pregnancy by Future and just being so public and the nasty court battles and paternity test battles. So they are traumatized and like, oh my God, you're pregnant again. On top of the fact that Eliza, they feel she should really be focusing on mending her relationship with her daughter who just had a baby. And they weren't seemingly close when, Eliza's daughter was younger because she was always out in the nightlife working, and she thought that providing money was the source of being there for her child and was not there emotionally. I will say she took accountability for that for once last night. She really spoke on how she wasn't really there for her daughter, that she, just was providing money, but emotionally she was not there for her. So that was actually the first time Eliza has taken any accountability for maybe, her mothering and parenting with her daughter when she was growing up. So that was a plus for her. But she's planning a photo shoot to tell her daughter that she's pregnant. And, her cousin was a little iffy, saying, I don't know how she's going to take that news. You're supposed to be focusing on her. She has a young daughter. And I'm saying, yeah, you got time for a vision board party, but you wasn't going to the hospital. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll talk about how that conversation with her daughter. Surprisingly better than I thought it was going to go, but it did go pretty well. But we'll talk about it. Marlon goes on a date. The Haitian sensation goes on a date. He's pretty much, I guess, gotten it through his head now that him and Flo are not getting back together, that he cannot save his marriage. And we are not going to sit here and act like Marlon is some innocent little poor man that lost his family and trying to get it back. Like he slept with Flo's sister, or her whole sister, right? Let's not forget that, on top of all the other women that he probably was messing with. And we met one last night, a strong face, little scrunchy face woman that apparently she performed at Flo's restaurant, and Marlon had actually brought her in to perform at Flo's restaurant before, and it's because they were sleeping together. He was cheating on Flo with this woman, and now he's looking to spin the block. He said that he had put the girl on the shelf and stopped messing with her because he was focused on getting Flo back and getting his marriage back on track. But now that that doesn't seem to be the case, Marlon is bringing this woman around that apparently knows Flo. So they sit down, they're flirty, and she's asking when are they going to be a public relationship. And he says, perfect idea. Let's go out and let's show off our relationship at Gael's grand opening of her restaurant. Y'all know that Gael has, put all her money into her restaurant and renovating and updating it and having a grand open. So he chooses Flo's sister event to debut his past mistress, now girlfriend. Great idea. Right? Yeah. Great idea. From a reality TV standpoint, definitely a great idea. Real life, not so much. But that's what they decide to do, and she seems down for it. And we'll talk about how that went in a second. But Pinky Doll, we saw her on this episode. She met up with one of the Hollywood twins. The Hollywood twins still aren't getting along. One wants to focus on the career. The other one want to be laid up with Trick Daddy's son. But Pinky Doll apologizes for crashing their single release party and talking on the mic. She says that she was there to be supportive. I don't know how. I don't know how you're showing support by in mid performance of someone you get up on the mic and start bigging yourself up. I don't know how you consider that support. Just say, girl, Bobby put the battery in your back telling you got to be that bitch and be on the scene and to let them know what's up. And you took that advice too far and messed up their album release party. But she coined it as it being support and apologized. The one twin was willing to listen to her, and they are seemingly going to make some music together after they both share that they have beef with their sisters and yada yada yada. So she got one twin to forgive her, but she said, my other twin isn't here. You're gonna have to talk to her later, which she did. It ain't go well. We'll talk about that in a second. So, Shay has her ladies' night, and it's a little slim. Nobody shows up but Zoe and Amada. Everybody's beefing with each other. Princess ain't really friends with Amada. Brooke, we ain't seen Brooke. I don't know. We ain't seen Brooke because I guess she ain't got no friends after she ain't got no friends either, but she wasn't there. We haven't seen Estelita. Last we known, she was going off to Colombia to get, some surgery. I guess she had some illegal butt shots or whatever, and she was going to get that stuff taken out before it caused her harm health-wise. So we haven't seen Estelita. So nobody was there but Zoe and Amada. Amada's still talking about getting sperm from Alan and freezing it to have kids with a man that's not even there for the kids that she has now, and who is also allegedly married. And he's talked about that on the show, but yet she wants to have more children with him, all to avoid having more than one baby father. I'd rather just have more than one baby father, but hey, to each his own. That's what she wants to do. So she's talking about that. Shay also mentioned she's on dating apps. So, fellas, if you want to date Shay, you can find her out here on these dating apps. But she talks about that and how she has a date coming up and that she's trying to get over Fabo. We got to see the date last night, and we'll talk about that too. But in the midst of the girls' night, here comes MJ. How coincidental that MJ has a cowboy hat and a cowboy song, a Western country song ready to go for girls' night, which happens to be at a Western country bar. How is that possible? Like, how is that possible? And we're gonna act like this isn't planned or written out. But okay, let's go along with it. And MJ actually sound really good. A lot of you said it in the comments too that it was a little bop. I would listen to it. My husband was like doing his computer work while I was watching, and he said, "Yo, that's one of the best songs we've heard on Love and Hip Hop." And I would have to agree. He really did sound good last night. So his song went over well with Amada. She opened up a little bit. They were able to have a conversation, and he telling her he apologized for the argument they had. He's hoping that they can take some baby steps towards a friendship and, seeing where that goes. He really wants Amada back. And I'm worried that Amada is still more worried about Alan. You know how us women do sometimes. We chase the ones that don't want us instead of going for the nice one that's right in our face. Now I know MJ has some issues in the past. He wasn't working, he wasn't bringing no money in. It seems like he's got himself together. It seems like, his music career could take off with a little power couple situation and her motivating and helping him and maybe helping open some doors and support. I don't know, but he definitely, in my opinion, would be a better choice than Alan. Let's not forget Alan called her a black bee on TV. So I don't know what she's thinking about, but she seems she wasn't running into his arms, but she was willing to let him come by the house and pick up some stuff that he left over there eons ago. Probably nothing important, because if it's been this long, he ain't needed it. I don't think it's important, but we'll see where that goes. It looks like in the preview though that Alan and MJ are gonna get into, or almost get into, a bit of a tussle over Amada next week. So we'll stay tuned for that. I'll make sure to have a sneak peek of next week's episode up for y'all. So, what else did we see last night? Eliza met with her daughter, and she tells her daughter that she's pregnant. And her daughter was okay with it. She was here for it. She was like, that's cool. She still hasn't revealed to us yet who the father of this child is. I keep telling you, I don't really think that Eliza is pregnant. This is just part of her storyline. Either she's not pregnant or she just told us extremely early in the pregnancy, because she's not showing at all. I see her on Instagram, now, and she doesn't look pregnant at all, in the camera with her scantily clad clothes on and things like that. So I don't know what happened. I don't really believe. I think Eliza will do whatever she needs to do for camera time. I don't really see her being pregnant, but she told her daughter, and she was okay with it, and it went better than anyone expected. The funny thing was, her daughter Rain, I think that's her daughter with Future, is jealous of her daughter's, or her grandchild. So her daughter's daughter, which is Eliza's grandchild, Rain was jealous of her. So it's like, you're more so worried about telling your daughter that you're pregnant, but your youngest daughter might be the one that's a little bit jealous of a new baby coming on board. So we'll see how that plays out. I don't know which way this is gonna go, because she definitely doesn't look pregnant right now on Instagram in any of her pictures or videos. So we'll have to see how that plays out. Gael had her grand reopening, and Flo comes with her new man, Yanni. He's a Haitian artist as well. They're hanging out. He's younger than her. She got her little young hot tenderoni. they've been hanging out and they go to the party and Gael is saying, I didn't invite you and you coming here with this guy. Y'all know Gael is acting like she's some newfound Christian because she's obsessed with Angela and she's changing her life, renovating her restaurant, working out, all this stuff. I don't believe none of that shit at all. But she was seemingly upset that Flo came. And then the crazy part is the real delusional part was that she was upset. Gael was upset that she invited Angela and Trina and the rest of the gang to her grand reopening, and she was upset that they weren't there. And I'm saying, you have gone to all of their events and acted a pure fool. You fought with some of them. All the things that she has done, and she's shocked that nobody showed up at her event. Like, are you dumb? Seriously, seriously. So, but she's, turned over this new leaf. So she was upset that they weren't there because she's trying to be peaceful in her life. Yeah, right. But while at this event, the Haitian sensation Marlon shows up with his new boo, which we know is someone that Flo has seen or knows before that has performed at her restaurant. And she was not happy about it. And I'm saying, I wouldn't be happy about it either, even if I did have someone new on my arm, because don't play with me. We're still married, we're estranged, we're not divorced yet. If it was, if he probably would have brought someone there that she didn't know or that he was cheating on her with while they were together in their marriage, that's probably would have been a different story. But I think at that point it becomes less about jealousy and, oh, I want this man back, and it's about you being disrespectful. You disrespect, you must get checked. That is the motto. So for me, it probably becomes more about that. But she was saying, like, why did you bring her here? Her and the girl start going back and forth. And the girl said, you a cheating wife too. You got a sugar daddy who affords that house you live in. I said, so it's a sugar daddy paying for the Airbnb? Y'all know damn well Flo don't live in that big ass mansion. Like, stop it. And if she do, then that would make sense, because it ain't from bleaching cream that she would be in there, or that restaurant and that big Range Rover. She just had an eviction notice on her last business. She got a new LLC every single season. Like, stop it. So if she does have a sugar daddy, that would make perfect sense. And I was partial to think it was true, just because when it was said, she like froze, like, oh shit. And that's when she crashed out and threw a drink at the girl. She threw a cake at the girl and they left the party. But seemingly to me, might have been some truth to that. The way she just like paused in her face and then crashed out. A hit dog gon' holler. That's what they say. So I'm partial to think it's true. So I said, okay, well, now we know how she's, in this mansion or Airbnb, whatever you want to call it. It definitely ain't from her skin products. So made sense to me. But again, Yanni gets upset at her date. He gets upset saying, why do you care? If you don't love him, if you're out of love with him, why would you care? And he walks off on her. And I said, damn, Flo, every time we turn around, it's a guy walking off from you. Alan walked off from you. Marlon walking off from you. Now Yanni walking off from you. This girl can't keep a man. Like, she can't. They just always walking off on her. She really needs to think about that. Look within herself and see why that's happening. But didn't go too well at Gael's event. Gael, she, Flo hit her in the face with cake. She's sliding down crying. It is a true Haitian soap opera with this family. And I love it. I truly do love it. So I'm here for it, honey. Give me more of the foolishness, because I just love to laugh, and I get my laugh from Love and Hip Hop Miami every single Monday. I just adore it. So then we see Shay go on her date. I called him the Temu Suge Knight. He was huge. He literally looked just like Suge Knight. He said that his friends call him Suge Mike. So the Temu Suge Knight sits down. He come with his computer laptop bag like he about business. And I just felt like it was too much for a first date. We really have to learn how to go on a first date, ladies. Like, you don't have to share your traumas and the information about your baby father cheating on you and not being there in the hospital when you delivered your baby, that was like too much for a first date. It's like basically saying, these are the things that I will tolerate. These are the things I've been through, and you can do the same thing to me. Like, why are we giving this much information on a first date, on a dating app at that? You don't know this man from a can of paint. Why would you be telling him all your personal business from you swiping right on the app? Too much information. But he seemed like he was with it, because it was not a first date. It was damn near an interview. She asking him, would he put it in a cup and freeze it if she want to have babies? Do he want to get married? I'm like, whoa, do y'all know each other last names yet? Where do he work? What does he do? But she asking him, instead of asking those type of questions, she asking him, has he been locked up? If he has been locked up, what is this for? It was just a lot for a first date. I was saying, poor Shay. She needs Patty Singer or somebody to help her out. She needs like a millionaire matchmaker or something, because it's just not, she gonna be down the same rabbit hole. But I don't know. He was telling her everything she wanted to hear, as they all do on a first date or when they trying to get in your drawers. But he telling her like, yeah, if you have a baby with me, you would never have to raise the baby alone, and I take care of my baby. He told her that he only had 3 or 4 relationships in the last 10 to 20 years. Negro, stop it. Stop it. Okay. But that's what he told her. And she's saying it like, you are telling me everything I want to hear. Of course he is. Girl. No, Shay, but she just like, it almost was like she didn't, it was hearing wedding bells in her head off one date. Every date is not going to turn into a marriage. Like, just have fun. Just have fun. I told you, somebody said in my comments that we've been seeing Shay get played on our TV since the Bush administration. I said, Lord have mercy. Y'all play too much. Y'all really do. It ain't no lie, but y'all really play too much. So yeah, just date, have some fun. But I told y'all, spoiler alert, she recently was on an interview and she's still going back and forth with Fabo. So I don't know what happened in the Temu Suge night, but she is still back and forth with Fabo. Trick had an event last night, and that's kind of where we left off. Trick had I think it was like a kickball event or something, a dodgeball event. The Hollywood twins were there, separated because they're not speaking. One of the twins bring Pinky, and Pinky is looking to apologize to the other twin, but the energy was off. The other twin really wasn't trying to hear it, which in turn, Pinky got disrespectful. It went nowhere, and Pinky ended up walking off. So we'll see if her, the one of the twins, I don't know their names. So all I know is Hollywood twins. We'll see if she still gets to make music with one of the twins and see how that works out. But the next episode looks just as good and funny as this one. As I mentioned, it looks like Alan and MJ get into it. I don't know if it's completely over Amada or just their friendship and beef, and MJ having some unresolved issues with Alan dating his then girlfriend and getting her pregnant and all of that. So we'll see. But next episode looks just as good, y'all. But yeah, that is my thoughts on last night's episode of Love and Hip Hop Miami. Tonight we have a new episode of Love and Hip Hop ATL. I put a sneak peek up for you guys on my page. There's a few sneak peeks out there. Some are in my IG and Facebook story, as well as on my page, as well as a new episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I put a sneak peek of that up for you guys. Tensions seem to be brewing between Dorit and PK. It is awkward. So I will be watching both of those and set your alerts, because I'll be back tomorrow to recap Love and Hip Hop ATL, and I will be recapping Real Housewives of Beverly Hills on Thursday, y'all. So set your alerts, share this video, please, guys. Share this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Reality Recap 2876. It's going across the screen there. And also, monetary donations are appreciated to keep the studio growing, equipment growing, the platform growing. It's $Reality Recap. So again, I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Before I end my show, I always say reality TV stars are humans too. Let's not forget that. And yeah, have a great Tuesday. It's your girl V with Reality Recap. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.